Good evening, this is your Psychic LJ reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. We've got Mummy in the house. Just doing some incense before we start. How yous all doing, guys? Good evening. Mummy, Brownie, Betty, Franco, Graham, Border Collie. Good evening, Twitchers. Good evening, YouTubers. I believe I'm live on both sides. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is live underground. We are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into world prophecies. How yous all doing? Good evening. I'm just doing a little bit of incense. Just felt the need before we start. You might want to do it yourself, but you don't have to. I'm doing it for all of yous. I can read smoke sometimes, you know, guys. I can read wax. Has anybody heard of that? Where you drop the wax into the water and you can read that. I believe we've got a lot of spirit in the house tonight. A lot of spirit. How are you all doing? I'll let that burner smolder a bit more and then I'll put it out. I'm not used to smoke. Hiya. Oh, good evening. Good morning in Tasmania. I believe it will be Tasmania. Good evening in Oklahoma. How are you doing? New Brunswick calendar. Is it cold over there, Bonnie? It's been quite cold in the northeast of England. Cold and damp. Do you like my earrings? I made them out of what you call them? Safety pins. I've got a necklace to match, look. So yeah, just nice to be different, isn't it? Good evening in Manchester. Great in Oklahoma. That's good. Good evening, Teresa. Queen Wanda's in New Brunswick. Good evening, everybody. Okie cookie. Well, I've tried to do a little bit more Christmas shopping today, but I wasn't that successful. I got some Christmas paper and left it at my daughter-in-law's boot of a car. So there you go. I'm trying. Are you all getting sorted for Christmas? If you do it, because everybody does Christmas, do they? It's a nice time to be with family and friends. You all finished, Graham? Are you a saying? I'm never done on time. I'm like last minute Annie, you know. I've seen me once when the kids were little go on Christmas Eve and do the Christmas shopping. You haven't done your shopping yet? Well, I think you've got to leave it for the Christmas spirit, haven't you? You definitely have to. I was in the Metro Centre it's a big shopping outlet over here. It's one of the biggest ones in Europe, over here in the northeast of England. A few weeks back, it was in November actually, and it was horrific. People were pushing and shoving, and I thought, oh my God, I can't be having this. I got my mum's in online last night, so that's coming this week. I don't know what to get my dad. He's very awkward, my dad. I don't know what to get him. But you can only do your best, can't you? You can only do your best. Yeah, the Amazon people know me very well. And I just want to say a big shout out to my lovely moderators on YouTube and on Twitch. I don't know if Debbie's in the house tonight. But thank you to everybody for keeping the forum safe. That's what it's all about, and it's our community. And everybody's welcome to come in. It's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. I'm just the girl what talks to the wall in the back kitchen, and you are invited into my kitchen. It's just like you're coming around and you're a neighbour. Christmas is definitely all about the grandson. I totally agree. I've spent the majority of my money on the little one. Oh, thank you. I got a lovely doll. She wanted a doll. The doll was called Florence. I hope she's not watching this. With her mummy. And I've got it. And then the clothes. But for some unknown strange reason, the romper suit and the dummy to go with it and everything is disappeared. So, I don't know where it is. I put a complaint in. So there you go. It's just one of them crazy times, isn't it? One year, Kiva got to get me a pressie. I never said a word till a few years later. Oh, Graham. I'm sure she wouldn't do it on purpose. Well, I've been binge watching, right? Absolutely binge watching Yellowstone. Is it Yellowstone? Oh my God, I love it. Debbie got us onto it. Dear God, I love that Beth. What a badass woman. I love it. Has anybody seen that, Yellowstone? Over here you've got to pay for it on oh God, what is it? It's not Netflix, it's something else. Anyway, I love it. I absolutely love it. You've got to watch it, Graham, if you like things like it's like a zooped up version to Dallas in a better way. It really is. And the woman who plays Beth, are you obsessed with it, Lady Muth? So mad. She's English. She's actually British. Can you believe it? And she didn't tell anybody until a few years, I think the second or the third series in, that she was British. So she love Yellowstone. It's so good, isn't it? I just want to grow my hair blonde. I think I'll switch back to being straight again. I'll go and find a rancher to marry. I love it. I just love it. It's so cool. Paramount, that's it. Do you like my look tonight? You like the Y-Files? So do I. I found somebody else good who was just as good as the Y-Files. If I find it out, I'll let you know. So I'll wait for a few more to come on and then we'll get started. I love that. Yellowstone. Every woman needs a little rip. Are you sure it's a little rip? He looks like a big rip to me. I just loved it. I'm hooked on it. It's you just got to like get your pajamas on and get your popcorn, and the kittens are doing fine. Seen kittens, they're one now. Nola's huge. Zizi is more ladylike. And she's interacting more, so that's great. Oh yeah, anything to do with Skinwalker's Ranch is good, isn't it? So I'll try and look into what's going on with the drones. I did look into that last week, I did a full thing on it. So you should check it out. It was the last one. It's nice to see you all anyway. Let's get me a cup of tea. So I found this other guy on YouTube, which was just as good as the Y-Files. And he was going on about the booms in the night. And he was addressing that. If I find, what's it called? I'll see if I can find it, because this is about to go flat. There's something going on, isn't there? There's definitely something going on. I'll have to go into my history. I have to go, I've been watching so much on bloody Yellowstone. 2 minutes. Apparently it started a fashion trend off in America as well, is that right? Everybody wants to look like the Ranja's wives. Now where will it be? History. Oh yes, yeah, I need glasses. Right, I was watching it last night. Oh yes. I'm just talking to myself. Right, so this guy, right, we need to talk about this as an insane rabbit hole.
The dark side of ADHD in men.
It freaks us out. If you ever want to like go really down dark rabbit holes late at night, you need to watch this guy. You might know him. So his channel's called J-A-Y-M-A-Z. Just his name, D.U.M.B.S. So there's his channel. Actually, what am I doing? What am I doing? There's his channel. Okay. But he did this video and it was talking about the booms in the middle of the night. You know? And there was a guy who was on a YouTuber and he was talking about it, and then all of a sudden he went, oh, we had this guy and said that it was nothing. It was as if like he'd been threatened or something. But D.U.M.B.S has found this channel called, get a pen for this, guys. This is really creepy. Really creepy. It's worth looking into. 2 minutes. So this channel is called, if you like really creepy stuff, right? And this is cryptic stuff. The channel is called 3121 534 312. That's it. I'll link it after the feed, right? So I'll link D.U.M.B.'s channel, and he was talking about this. And now this, we don't know who it is, but it's somebody who puts cryptic stuff out, and it's really creepy, and it goes beyond QAnon. It goes beyond QAnon, right? So I would definitely recommend checking it out. Okay. It's like cryptic messages. So I'll show you it again. This is the channel, but I'll link it afterwards, after the feed. So it's 312 153 4312. I went to watch one last night and it frightened us, and I turned it off. Because I've got to like be in the right frame of mind, and I'm very sensitive at the moment. But I'm going to try and pluck up the courage and watch some of it. Yeah, but D.U.M.B.S is good. I would definitely recommend his channel. But there's something definitely off at the moment. There's something going on. So sometimes you just have to lose yourself in Yellowstone and just watch things like that. Do you know what I mean? But there's something definitely going on. Now, can you hear us? Can you hear us okay? Julie, but maybe there is something coming. So Divin in here, is it Divin? In the audience on YouTube watches D.U.M.B.S. Good morning in Oz. There's definitely technology out there that we do not know about, but there's been these reports of these bangs and booms all around the world. You know, all around the world. And quite a lot heard in the UK as well. So something's going on. Kay with us. This is so funny. Are you getting them for Christmas? It's going to get her dad, who was 88, lottery tickets. Well, that's a good one. That's interesting. There seems to be a lot of teenagers with autism go missing in the US. Hello, Lance. How did you do over there in the storm you had? Well, it wasn't too bad. I was thinking about the storm the earthquake that you had in California. And I was thinking about you, Lance, but you're not at that end, are you? So you're Florida, aren't you? But, I mean, it was a bit wild. Do you know what I mean? But nothing like what the States gets. It's the news, man. They just hype it up, don't they? So let's start. I'm going to put this out. I'm just actually, ow. I'm just going to say a little prayer before we start. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. Please protect us all tonight and keep us protected from all evil. We are going to disclose some deep stuff tonight. May this circle of light protect us from all harm, and that we receive all the healing that we need. With love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. I also want to send a prayer out to all children, innocent women, men and children and animals in all the war-torn countries which are getting affected over all this greed, what's happening, and evil, what's happening in the world, that they are protected tonight. And the homeless, the people who are suffering with mental health, illness, the people who are ready to leave this earth plane, and animals tonight. May they all be protected. May everybody be blessed. And may you all find the love and the peace that you need. And may we all be guided to do the right thing. May all our veterans be safe and protected. And the old people. We must forget the old people. And for the babies, the children coming onto the earth plane, may they all be blessed. These are the crystal children, the rainbow children, the violet indigo children, the blue ray children, all the special babies. The third and the fourth phase of the earth volunteers that are about to make great change on this planet. For everybody who has lost their way tonight, may you all be blessed and guided on your true path. For anybody who feels like giving up, it is not the time. You have great things to do on this planet. You have great joy to come. Remember, nothing stays the same. Everything changes all the time. Frequency and energy. We are constantly moving. We are constantly changing. We are blessed. Keep telling yourself, I am blessed. Every day before you get out of bed and put your feet onto the floor, I am blessed. No matter what you feel like you're going to be facing that day, you tell yourself every morning, you are blessed. There's not something a lot more powerful in this world. Just snubbing this out. You know the bloody thing with these is they go out when you don't want them to go out. You have to keep telling yourself that you're blessed. Even if you know that you're having the worst day ever. You'll do it, you know. You'll face it. We always do. Sometimes the thought is worse than the action. Nira here in the audience, the Caribbean needs a lot of blessings. Our leaders need to go. Yes, bless everybody in the Caribbean. Beautiful place of the world. We are all truly blessed. I want to put blessings around all the little babies and children over in, is it Gaza? Everywhere. The children in Ukraine. Literally everywhere. Our kids need protected. We may not be getting bombed, hopefully never. Look into that tonight. But they're up against so much evil, you know. The infiltration and everything, what's out there on the, you know, from everything. From Hollywood to music industry. We are all blessed. And for the ones who are worrying and panicking in this holiday time, if they are, you know, things are tight money-wise, don't worry. As long as you've got your health is the most important. You know, and just make the day best you can. It's only a day. You know. Doesn't even have to be turkey. You know, just as long as you've got something and you're with that, you know, you're with that anybody. Or just do something nice, even if you're on your own. Even if you're just going for a walk and doing something nice in nature for the animals out there. Bless all the children. What's left of Gaza, exactly. Children born into that war zone, my God. They could have been us. It's horrific. Oh, they were awful. Yeah, Julie. I'm just trying to play it down. Well, the winds were awful, yeah. But, yeah, we just have to be strong, don't we? And we have to keep focused. It's really important. So let's start. Let me get comfortable. We pray for peace tonight. We pray for peace. We need it more than ever. We have to think ourselves lucky, don't we? We really do. One of my dear clients, I'll not say her name, and her husband escaped Ukraine with her children. And it was tough, but they got out. They definitely got out. And I dread to think what they're going through in Gaza. I really, I couldn't even, you can't even contemplate it, can you? It's just everywhere. It's always the people, isn't it? The innocent people what get hurt. Not the politicians, not the rulers. These big boys with their bombs and their... It's all about the money. War's a money-making scheme. Business. Right. So for new people coming in, I can't get comfortable tonight. For new people coming in, I start with invoking the angels, Uriel, Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and my spirit guides to form the circle of light. And if you need any healing, or you're worried about any persons, animal, situation, literally anything, you need prayers, protection, healing, write the name in the comments section in the live feed, and you can also do it afterwards in the comments. It's timeless and you will receive the healing. I've done Reiki prayers and everything before I've come on. Okay. May peace be with you all. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Winning Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra. Any spirits that would like to come forth tonight to give us true answers. Anybody from the star realms, on world, off world, as above and below. We are here to talk, as long as it's true answers. We welcome you all with love and peace. Anybody from the angel realm, the animal kingdom, fairy elementals, star beings who have passed over as well, or who would like to come forth is telecommunication to give us any answers. You are welcome in this circle of light. No deceptors or demons are not welcome in our circle of light tonight. We are protected with the blood of Jesus Christ. This is a holy war that we are in. Let's begin. May peace be with you all, with love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. Your Auntie Betty will receive healing. I love that name, Betty. Can we see your tree? I'll show you it at the end of the show. It's not that you can't really get the. Yeah, I'll take you through at the end of the show. Reminders on, and I'll show you my lounge, my living room, with my tree. Nala pulled it over. Can you believe that? I heard a crash that went in. She's been in it twice and she's pulled it over once. Susie is just like a little lady and she just walks around it and admires it and looks at it. But no, Nala's actually been in it. But she's a Bengal. She's going to do that. She's a half of a Bengal, should I say. She goes on like a bloody, one of them F1s. She's huge. Hilarious, that cat. Absolutely hilarious. Cross timelines. That's where we are tonight. I don't feel like I want to touch the cards yet. I'm just going to put them out. Just going to cleanse these. Cross timelines. Where are we? Where are we on Earth right now? What is going on? Crazy timelines. All you need is love. Do 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 do. All you need is love, love. Love is all you need. Oh, Yellowstone. You want to put your Christmas tree up? That's good. Okay. I'm going to wait for this to haze over. And I'm going to do some scrying. What is that? The thing is, right, there's so much, right, oh my goodness me. There's so much symbolism happening at the minute. It's unbelievable what's taking place at the moment. And we're being so distracted. And I've been seeing this for a long time now. Adam's shouting, he's in his sleep talking. That we're going to be distracted. There's going to be lots of things happening. And I've talked about this triangular event. And I actually do feel this is what's going to take place very, very soon. It's sort of like we're in the midst of it now. We're coming into it. The storm is brewing. Oh, that image is gone. It looked like a lighthouse in the sea, and I've talked about this before. But then I do believe that we are all lighthouses. We are the lighthouses of Earth. Where's that image gone? It's gas. There's going to be some problems with gas. Now, I'm a scryer, right? So, remember, you can't ask the crystal ball. It's just whatever comes in. But there's going to be problems with gas. And I'm seeing something about Putin. Okay. There's going to be so many scandals to come out. So many scandals. And I've just seen Elon Musk's face there, Donald Trump's face there, Putin's face. I mean, I don't know if they're going to try and connect this. I'm not saying it's true, but there definitely something's coming out about that, so watch for that. But there's something about an explosion. I've seen this before where there's fire in sea. Remember when I've said that before? I can say that again. The thing with Notre Dame, I'm getting a weird feeling about this. Who went to Notre Dame recently? Was that Biden and his wife? I'm getting that's a distraction. Or there's something, I don't know, I can't put my finger on this. Macron was there. Was President Biden not there with Jill? Just Jill, no Joe. All right. Or Trump was there. Right, well, I'm getting it's a distraction. There's something about Notre Dame, but it's also a symbol. It's symbolism. It's symbolism. All right, that's what I'm being given here. Coded messages to the ones that we do not know. And then as I'm saying that, I'm going back to the thing with the funeral that time where we had Trump and he was handing everybody an envelope. Now that was weird, wasn't it? So I'm seeing a situation like that again. Prince William was there too. And Princess Catherine's looking rather good at the moment. Trump and Elon were there. That's symbolism. So it's like it's been right underneath our noses. And it's got something like the last time with that was definite, wasn't it? With the note at the funeral. Jill looked a bit pissed off, did she? But we need to maybe look back on that. There was envelopes handed out. What to the one just the recent one. I know there was the last one with the funeral one. Bush's funeral, wasn't it? Old man Bush. But this is something else, what's just took place. And I get the energy from Trump is, nay. It's like, I'm here, I'm back, guys. And it's like, and it's got something to do with them, what was in them envelopes. It's 43 days according to Sue, yeah. 43 days till the inauguration day. Interesting. Jimmy Carter didn't get one, but Jimmy Carter's very old, isn't he? He's not well, is he? So anyway, that's been something that, yeah, it may never be proven, but it was symbolism. To them, coded messages to them. Right? I do believe, and I've never held back on this, not that I'm trying to squirm out of it or anything like that because I got it wrong, you know what I mean? But I do believe that there was a timeline shift. I do believe that he was allowed to come into power. I believe that he has to be there. He's not a Gaia fixer. He's a matrix breaker. He's there to make change on this planet. Okay? I've never held back. I'm not keen on him. And that does not mean that I'm a woke person. All right? For anybody who wants to send us a nasty email, because I'll just block yous. Right? Everybody's allowed to have their opinion. And my opinion I feel that America needs more than Trump. America may need Trump at the moment to sort things out and to change things, but Trump will not bring the peace. While Trump's in power, there'll be no peace. I'm just saying, all right? But one thing I may say, and one thing he has done very, very well as a father, right? That boy, that young boy, Barron, what a darling. What a darling. They've done a good job bringing him up. And he made his voice known, didn't he? He's like a giant, isn't he? And I think that young man's going to go far in life. I really do. And it's got nothing to do with money. I actually do think you can see it in his aura. He's from the Earth of Volunteers, the light workers. There's something different about Barron. And when the man stands in snow, you will know the truth. Exactly. But there's been massive, massive shifts, and Trump's been allowed to be in for a reason. So I'm not going to start spinning it and say Kamala's going to come back, because I don't believe so. But what I do know is that I've always seen a coloured woman in the White House. But, stranger things can happen. And I did touch upon this last week. Or was it the week before? I can't remember. Something about that if, God forbid, if anything did happen to Trump, then it would be by law that D.U.M.B.S, who are also predicted could be in the White House, the young Glenn Campbell lookalike, and his wife is of colour. So that could be, maybe it's a timeline that I've seen. I really don't know. But what I do get with Kamala Harris is she's going to write a book. Let me get a cup of tea. She's going to write a book. It's going to be quite a bestseller. Yeah, JD's wife. What's she called? I really don't know. But I get it. I like Barron. Lovely, lovely young man. He reminds us of my brother's son. My brother's son's 7 foot, Nelly, Ethan. He's actually on my channel. If you go into the shorts, you'll see him singing, because he does Elvis singing like my brother did with his guitar. But yeah, he's just lovely. He's a lovely, lovely young man. Out of all these kids, I like Barron. Okay. I just said I would say that. And I still see on the blue side, there's a woman of colour to come into place. And a woman possibly with blonde hair. But there's also a Spanish looking guy. He's just going to come out of the blue. Or is he Italian looking? He definitely looks Latin looking. He reminds us of, oh God, what he sang, la 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 bamba, dee 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 dee. Yeah, I love that. I used to love that film. I went to see them on the show as well, like a live show in Liverpool. It was fantastic. Anyway, he reminds us of him who sang La Bamba. So Richie Valens? Richie Valen. Yeah, I'm terrible, aren't I? Not Ricky Martin. God. Remember the Ricky Martin from the 90s? No. Richie Valen from, I think it was the 50s, wasn't it? So, he's Democrat. He's a young man. I don't know if he just springs out from somewhere, from New York somewhere, but my God, he's going to be like a whirlwind. Watch for him. But sometimes when I get like visions. It was the Buddy Holly story that I went to see. Sorry, I'm jumping here. Debbie on Twitch, the Buddy Holly story, fantastic. My mum and dad were watching it. It was touring around Britain at the time, UK, and I went to Liverpool to see them. They were really good. What was I saying? Excuse me, I've got a brain like a bloody sieve at the moment, because I'm going through the menopause with all the treatment that I've been going through. People call it chemo brain. It's the same as when you have immunotherapy. So it just leaves you a little bit like spaced out, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think there's a massive lot of change, a big cleanup to happen. But Trump's in the middle of the storm at the minute, and I just think you just need to watch things unfold. So let's recap and go back to 2017 when I first came on here, and I was starting to do all the things that I was saying. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth, and all of that. And I'm sort of seeing this happening again, and the lady in red, all of that type of thing. He's there for a reason. So if you are getting triggered by it, you've just got to try and rise above it. Watch Yellowstone. Watch Yellowstone. It's coming from a British lass. It's really good. Bridget Jones's Diaries. That's really good as well. But try not to get triggered about things, because there's more important things than politics. But yeah, he's in the middle of it all at the minute, and it's all eyes are on the stage in America, aren't they? Because is he going to stop these wars? Is he going to stop things? I think there's going to be turmoil. I've always said this, that something's going to happen with the US dollar. But it's destined to happen anyway. There's only certain things in this life which are destined. The rest is down to the law of attraction or this timeline shifts. But this is like a godly thing. This is destined to happen because they're making the change. It is all about, we're going back to ET disclosure, things which is about to be uncovered. And to get us used to extraterrestrials or whatever's been hidden back from where, they're going to bring in the technology that's been held back from where to get used to their world. Because really, even though it's labelled, and I've talked about this before, it's labelled as nearly it's 2024 now, it's not. I feel that, everything's been ruled by numbers. It's, I feel we're a lot more far advanced than that. And I think what they do is the control way with the technology to keep it in a box, like the latest iPhones which come out, that type of thing. And there you go. So I feel there's a lot of things there's going to be a whizzing forward in time with technology. It's all going to start to come out. The return of the Antichrist. Interesting. I'm not too close to that mic, am I? There had to be election interference, and I feel proof is coming. How long do you see 45 in office? I'll look into it. I'll have to get the cards for that, Kay. But he's here to do. I picked up last week, and I'm still getting it tonight in this crystal ball. There's 3 big things that he's going to do. What's going to make change? And he's going to make change. And I don't know if you've remembered. And I talked about this a couple of years back. That I said that the Canadian flag was going to change. I'm dead thirsty. Wait 2 minutes. I made some chicken broth. And it was really nice. But I don't know if it's a bit salty. 2 minutes. And I feel Trump's going to do something there what's going to change things. He's going to stir everything up. Right? But I'm not saying he's directly going to do this, but it could be something that affects Canada. I don't know if this has got something to do with the tariffs or it's something completely different. But yeah, they will blame, that was it. They will blame Trump. Because it was inevitable it was going to happen anyway. Does that make sense? But he's going to make damn sure that he does what he has to do. But watch for scandals coming in about him. And something about, I don't know what. Now, don't shoot the messenger, right? Because I'm just a messenger, all right? But what I'm being given here is selling the American people out or something. Selling them out. like I say, Russia, watch for something like that to come out, okay? But he's going to change the country. He's going to change something about it. He's going to bring old laws back. Now, somebody had messaged me. Give me 2 minutes. They had messaged me about this. And apparently it's something what's going viral around TikTok at the moment. Let me see. I don't know if I get that many messages. I probably lost the message. I don't know if she's watching now. If she is, if she could quickly text us again. Oh, Nickers. I wouldn't mind. I looked at it again this afternoon as well. Ah, that might be it. This is it. Donald Trump is set to bring back a bill from 1869. Has anybody heard about this? Which allows him to make Great Britain a state of America. Have you heard of that before? I mean, I'm not predicting that, but what I'm saying to you is, I did see a few years back, or maybe it's last year or a few years back, yeah, maybe, that old laws were going to be brought back in. Can you remember when I predicted that? Remember, there's a lot of my old material what was taken down. All right, so that's a bit strange. So I will possibly remind us on, and I'll pull some cards out on that. But something about, I'm getting Canada. Something could affect Canada. Okay, and I did say that there would be more scandals to come out to do with Parliament. And recently we've had Dominic Cummings, all right, who has recently come out and said that they're all deep state, the whole lot of them in Parliament. So that's, but they don't tell you this on the news, you know what I mean? But we've recently had all of that. But again, you can find all this out on TikTok, and it's everywhere if you want to go digging into it. That was a question, not a statement. That was it, Brenda. He said he will make Canada and Mexico a state of the USA. So anyway, he's going to do some change. And be it if you like him or you don't like him, all right? What I'm saying to you is, look at Henry VIII. He made change by bringing in divorce. Before Henry VIII, there was nobody who got divorced. Some people might think that's a bad thing. But some people in this audience will probably think that's a good thing, where they've got rid of their exes, whatever. But what I'm saying to you is that sometimes it takes ruthless characters. You're not going to have somebody who's like a wimp and a pussy, are you, to come in and all fluffy. You've got to have somebody who's very umphy there to make that change. But trade's going to change as well. So I've been going on about this for the last year and last year. So watch for everything that I was going on last year. And you can look back at all my old material. That it's all going to start to fall into place this year. Okay. So that's interesting. So I'm not so sure if we're going to go American state, but I think we'll do trade with America. I think there'll be a new bridge of economy. But something's going to happen with Canada, and the flag is going to change. Again, I could be looking a few years out, so, there's a lot of change there. But there's 3 things that he has up his sleeve that he's going to do. But the thing with Trump is, and I'm still sticking to it, right? Because my guides have told us this, which I quote what I said before the election. If I'm getting this wrong and he gets in, he'll not be in long. And I'm still sticking with that. I can't give you an exact date. But I believe it's weird. I just get weird. And I just get that it will not end the way you think it's going to end. It's weird. It's weird. And one day he'll be on money. Remember I said that? And I still stick to that. He'll be on money. So he's going to make some big change there. Okay. I fear, and I'm not trying to be a fearmonger here, and remember this is for entertainment purposes only, but I fear that there could be some form of another pandemic coming in or something. What they're going to concoct up. There's something else coming. Somebody said that there's something already there now. And it's supposed to affect children and women. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if anybody's heard of it. That there's a new virus going around. But there's something coming. Again, I'll have to pull the cards out to look into this. You see, a lot of this, people are worried about nuclear and that, and I'm getting more energy weaponry and weaponry that we do not understand. The world is not what you think it is. My fridge is making a bit of a noise tonight. Do you remember my old fridge, what used to make a real terrible noise and I had to turn it off? Can you remember, guys? And I had to keep turning the fridge off when I was on my shows and that. I'd say, can you remember to plug the fridge back in? It's making a gurgling noise, my new fridge. The other one was like a monstrosity of a thing. And it was a fridge, like the old Samsung huge fridges. Big American fridge freezer. And it was as old as when I used to do Adam's bottles in it. It was an old fridge. And there was nothing wrong with the bloody thing. It just made a noise and the handles came off. So I treated myself just this last couple of years, haven't I, to a new fridge freezer. I got one of them continental ones, European ones. But yeah, it just made a noise, a bit like my old fridge. Just thought I would say that. Why am I picking up on stuff like that? There's going to be a shortage. There's going to be a shortage of electrical equipment. So dystopian visions and YouTube. My fridge is making a noise. It's a Frigidaire. A shortage of electrical equipment. We're being so distracted. You know, this is really, really weird, and I've never had this before, but it's coming through really, really strong. There's going to be problems with Xi Jinping and Putin. I think there's going to be a bit of a falling out there. But then I'm seeing another man. This is really weird. Another man standing next to Xi Jinping, and he looks a bit younger, slimmer. And then I see something about a tragedy. I tell you what it reminds us of. Kim Jong-un and his uncle, what was sort of in... remember that we were in an incident where they were in the airport. And then he got killed, isn't he? It was his uncle or something like that. There was talk that Kim Jong-un was behind it, but, you know, never really proven. Why am I getting that? Now, there is talk that Kim Jong-un, there's an incident coming. There's an incident, a weird incident. And I don't know if it's got something to do with around Xi Jinping or Kim Jong-un. All right? I'm bouncing from one to another there. But there's talks that Kim Jong-un is going to come to the United States when Trump gets inaugurated and they're going to meet up. I'll look into that. But that's going to cause a bit of a stir, isn't it? Assad has just fled Russia and Putin has given him asylum. Julian Assad has just fled to Russia, and Putin has given him asylum status there. Interesting. Well, that's where Edward Snowden is as well, isn't he? Oh, thank you, Sissy. Oh, thank you. I may be looking well because I put on nearly 5 stone with the treatment. I feel like utter shit. Honest to God, you've got no idea. All right. I mean, actually, I'll put this down for a minute. I'll break off and tell you this. So, anybody who's new, who's coming in, I'm coming to the end of me cancer treatment. I got the all clear from breast cancer, but it's been one hell of a journey. And I haven't talked about it much, really, have I? I haven't. And people have said, well, why are you still taking the immunotherapy if you've been given the all clear? But my argument is that this is my choice, right? Because I didn't do the chemo side of it. That I wanted to finish the course. It's like, for example, if you've got tonsillitis and your tonsillitis gets better, but you're still on your antibiotics, you wouldn't stop the course of antibiotics. You would finish the course, wouldn't you? And it's the same thing with me. So I want to finish the course of the Herceptin I'm on. But there's been days I've felt really crap, and I've just forced myself to keep going. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, I've put on 5 stone, guys. 5 bloody stone. And I've gone from a size 12 to 14 to nearly an 18. But I keep reminding myself that I'm alive. And I get quite emotional when I look back at it and I'm thinking, how have I done it? You know, and you are going to start getting more shows again, but I've kept going. And all the way through, I was giving you more or less, apart from the odd time I missed it, when I had my operation and things like that. I missed it, but I kept going, and I don't know how I did it. I really, really don't know how I did it. I've stopped smoking. I've changed my diet. But it's been one hell of an emotional journey. And bills don't stop, you know. There was days when I felt so poorly. Oh, thank you, Mystery. I think possibly it doesn't show because I'm quite tall anyway. So maybe it's that. But there's been, you know, days when I've been worried about not being able to pay my mortgage or bills because I wasn't working as hard, you know. And I'm in the UK, and there was a woman, and she was on this morning about it. She played a character on EastEnders. She was an actress, and she got diagnosed with cancer, and she ended up having to go to the food bank. And people don't talk about this, you know, when you're going through your cancer treatment or whatever, you know, it's the financial difficulties, how it can affect you, and it's the actual stress. It's the stress of that. So you've got to get all your finances in order, you know, and it can be very, very stressful. And but I've come through it, guys. And I've caught up with my bills. I've done it. In this summer, I was late with a few payments, and I caught up with them, you know. And I've just remortgaged my house and that. So I'm getting back on track again. But yeah, that's where I've been at. And I just think people don't realise, you know, the stress what it can cause. And not just to do if you're going through cancer treatment, any type of illness, be it even if it's you're going through mental health issues or anything. So it gets you thinking, you know, and it gets you thinking of where we are now in a society, because I also thought about it, you know, over here we get free medical care with the NHS, and I've been really, really lucky. But if I'd been in the US, how do people cope in the US? Because they're still going to have the worry. I was thinking about this the other day. They're still going to have the worry of paying their bills and their mortgage or their rent. But then they've also got to find the worry to find, you know, if they haven't got the cover for their medical treatment if they don't have whatever cover you've got over there. It must be a worry. At least we're lucky over here. This is why everybody wants to be in the UK. So it's something what needs to be talked about, you know what I mean? So if somebody's put here, Snow Owl, they go bankrupt sometimes and lose their homes, but nobody talks about it. Like I said, there was this woman on this morning over here and she was talking about it. And it needs to be talked about, and not to feel ashamed about it. You know what I mean? It needs to be talked about. And yeah, I could have gone on the sick and I could have gone on benefits, but I didn't want to do that, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to, everything I'd worked hard for, I didn't want to lose. So I kept going. And now there's a window, there's light there, you know, so it's something I could write a book about. It really, really is. But I was just wondering, guys, like for people over there in the States, guys, how do you cope? How would you cope in a situation if you haven't got like a rich partner or you haven't got that support? It must be really worrying. It must be really stressful. So Canada has universal healthcare, but the system is bankrupt. Wow. Yeah. It's like I say, some people lose everything. So Jane here in the audience, God bless her. I lost all income when my daughter became ill a few years ago and I'm still catching up. Oh, God bless you. And something else as well, when people are going through grief, you know, like, that's another one. People go through grief and you can't work, you know, and you're in shock. Horrendous. Ours has Medicare, but people who work needs to pay. Hard for families. It's so hard. It's really, really hard. I'm going to look into the cards here tonight and see if these tariffs and everything, how far it's going to go and will it affect the American people. Yeah? Yeah, if you go on welfare, you lose everything, don't you? So God bless Debbie here in the audience who's in Texas. I don't have insurance, so if I got cancer, I would just have to write a will. Oh my God, Debbie. Can you not get any type of health insurance? It's worrying, isn't it? But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys, that I'm getting there now. And it feels pretty good, you know what I mean? It's been one journey. One hell of a journey. But I'm 5 stone heavier. 5 stone heavier with a bit of a distorted boob to the other one. But I'm going to go and see that in April next year. I'm going to see the plastic surgeon about that. But I'm just grateful I'm alive. I'm really grateful I'm alive. And you become, if you've earned a lot, like I earned a lot and then lost a lot, you then realise you appreciate things more, you know, you become more humble, you realise what's important. So, you know, for me, for my family this year, it's, I haven't bought the lads as much as I would have, but I've got the nice stuff when I've got them. But they're having a nice dinner. I'll be making them a nice Christmas dinner. And there's a beautiful tree up. And the love is in the house. And that's what's most important. And I just wanted to share that message tonight. That, you know, if you're worried about anything, don't feel afraid to reach out. Don't feel afraid to make them phone calls and ask for help. And don't feel ashamed if you've got to go to a food bank. I mean, it didn't get that bad for me, but, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed about. Because as I'm holding this, I just feel what's coming for 2025 is going to be such a rocky road for the Brits, for the Americans. And I just think that, and other people around the world, you know, it's a worry. Gas prices are going to go up again. I see everything erupting in Parliament. Everybody's angry. There's going to, I mean, they always argue. You can get it up on the bloody telly over here and you can watch them arguing or waffing it. But this is going to be beyond that. There's something coming. And I do get that Kemi woman, she's the Tory leader. I think she's going to come into play. But there's a man as well to come who's going to become stronger. I don't know if it's that UKIP leader, what's he called? I don't know if it's him or somebody else. February, March. Mark my words, there'll be big changes in Parliament by February, March. Nigel Farage, that's right. Breaking the road. Big news coming in to do with around Scotland, to do with a politician. Big shocking news to come in there. I don't know if it's to do with that woman. Oh, what you called again? Oh, I can't think of her name. My dad calls her Noddy. No, not Rena. It's up in Scotland. Oh, thank you, Laurie. What you called? Sturgeon. Nicola Sturgeon. Big news coming in around here. Is Alex Summons died, passed away? Can somebody confirm that? Or am I stuck in some sort of warped timeline shift? He did die, didn't he? Yes, thought so. There's something coming out about him. America's going to split into two. Possibly 3 or 4, and then it's going to split. The states are going to change. There's a divide to happen. I'm here in the last post. Oh God, this is really strange. I see America divided in two, and then a devil stand in the middle with a fork. I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it? A big divide. Big news around about the time when it comes out with Trump. There's going to be huge news coming out with a bridge. Can you remember that? So when there's big news coming out around about the time with Trump, at the same time, there'll be big news with a bridge. And also not one earthquake, but 2. It is going to be one roller coaster of a year, 2025. Yeah, so I think that where it is cold around certain parts of the world, I think the UK is going to be hit with a lot of rain and snow and sleet. I do worry for power cuts. I do worry for gas prices rising, you know, electricity. There's something happening, and you don't have to be a psychic to know this, you know. Before we went into the EU in the 70s, there was a load of power cuts which were happening in the 70s over here in the UK. And now, you know, this idiot, what's in Parliament, he's trying to get we're back into it. It's just Brexit with a different name. But, it's going to fail. And I think that there's going to be problems there. and I feel that there will be power cuts to come. But I see Bill Gates' face, and he's very much in this crystal ball tonight. So I don't know if he's got a key hand in a lot of stuff what's going on in the UK, but much of a big news with him as well. Something about submarines. Again, that song, we all live in a yellow submarine. It's all a divide. Everything to do with politics is all a show. It's all part of the matrix. The people will suffer. This is what I'm being given. So the tariffs, that's a break in the road with this. They'll blame it on the economy breaking down. Yeah, it's not good, guys. The 20th and the 19th coming out here. The 27th, the 31st, the 9th. There's going to be big news to do with a musician. Shocking news coming out with a musician. Could be like a sudden death there. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. I see warships going out. I've been obsessed with watching fighter pilots, women fighter pilots, on YouTube and all of that. You've got Captain Rebel, Amy Rebel. You've got all of them, you know, the ones which are in the Bluebirds and all of that. I see fighter pilots going out over the China Sea. But then I'm getting some problems to do with Syria. It's all going to start to kick off again. Trade is going to be blocked. The deep state is what we are watching on the news. All the main key players is them. So trade's going to be massively affected, and it's going to be a knock-on effect. And for a short time, we could have problems with food shortages, but it's something about electrical equipment and goods coming in, blockages with goods coming in. I see cargo ship blocked up. Children getting pulled out of school. I'm getting that song. We don't need the Pink Floyd, isn't it? Education. Hey, teacher, leave those kids alone. Interesting. Big changes coming within the education system. Everything's starting to change. Everything's starting to fall. We need to stop the wars. Exactly, S-Pep. Yeah, I need glasses. I've just seen Elon Musk there with his satellites. He's hauling loads up, isn't he? But then China's doing it as well. They're all up there in space, you know, all sorts is going on. Okay, Corky, we're getting to the nitty gritty now. All right, so it's like air traffic control over there, up there in space. It's all Star Wars. It's all Star Trek. It's all going on. Different nationalities, star nationalities mixing with Space Force people. And a lot of these booms is this certain aircraft that it's some sort of extraterrestrial aircraft that we're hearing. They're just trying to cover it up. Some of the booms are coming from underground as well. And of course, I've talked about this before, a bit like on Stranger Things. It's like the upside down world. So there's this underground world, you know. It's all going on underground. They're here. They're already here, you know, flying in and out, going in. I'm sort of seeing a remote view and seeing going in. It looks open. I think this is somewhere near Alaska. And they're flying in the craft. It's like a huge base. They've always been here, but so many different nationalities here. Star nationalities that some of we don't even know, you couldn't even pronounce, you know. Extraordinary star races. Some of them are actually very nice. There's a race of a star, a man, and his nose looks more sort of set back. He's humanoid. Protrudes out the nose but set back. Eyes are closer together, set back. Maybe it's a bit of a longer forehead. They're very tall. They're very, very tall. Their teeth are different. Are the canines? They don't have canine teeth. Oh, they do. Their teeth look different. They don't have molars. They don't have molar teeth. It's very strange. And they're very closely connected to do with humanity. So in these alien bases, they have a certain man will work within these sort of deep military bases where they'll have canteens and they'll have even little shops. Or, well, I won't say little shops, but they'll have canteens or places for the workers to go. And it's a bit like, you know, you would have to have the secret badge. It's a bit like Area 51 where you've got the secret badge to go in. You couldn't just not any Tom, Dick or Harry could just waltz into these military underground places. Phil Schneider, I'm seeing him in spirit. Now, he was somebody who was connected to do with the stranger at the Pentagon, wasn't he? To do with Valiant Thought. And he came out, he was a whistleblower that came out, he was working in the underground tunnels, and he came out about that he met Valiant Thor and he met all these beings. And then all of a sudden, he apparently fell out of a hotel window. He worked at Dulce base, didn't he? And he fell out of a hotel window. Had he? And I feel like I'm getting him in spirit. Wow. I knew it wasn't going to be like a normal night tonight, you know what I mean? Showing us coordinates. Everything has to happen. Everything has to fall into place to bring in the right connections at the right time. There is so many different timeline shifts which is happening, and they are time traveling as well. And Trump and Musk know this. The first time I've had this, like. So certain presidents, certain people know about time travel. So it's nothing really once you're into it. We would think it's great, you know, because it's time travel, but it's the norm where they are. We have to keep grounded, we have to keep balanced. Sometimes they can't tell the public everything because not all humanity could cope with the huge change. There's going to be a lot of earthquakes to come. and some of them aren't natural. This is what I'm being given here. I've got Phil Schneider here. Who killed you? Did you fall? Did you fall? I need my glasses. I need to do some remote viewing. Time is all an illusion, isn't it? Let's go back into my messy handbag again. It's actually, I've sorted my handbag out and it's not as bad. We don't need no education. Julie Brett's put here, is the right to die bill going to be passed? Eventually, Julie, but not yet. I think Europe will take place with bringing it in before. I think there has to be like everybody's situation's different. Does that make sense? Okay. There's a reason I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to look cool or to make myself look like a bloody fly. And I'm doing it because when I black things out, I can see images. He's taken my hand. They tortured him. There is numbers controlling Earth. They're going to try another job. This is what he's shown us. Controls come in. Mass control. We need to watch for this. Many. And it wasn't just like they appeared at his hotel room where he opened the door to them. This technology where they can come through the bloody walls. Okay, this is interesting. So Phil Schneider is showing me a lot of it was infiltrated by the CIA. Are you trying to say that you worked for the CIA? Yes. There's a lot of mind controlling going on. So he did have an experience where he did meet these beings. But it's the people like the men in black, it's the controllers, it's the that you have to watch for, not the alien beings. We're going to see mass sightings this year, coming into 2025. And there's going to be a lot of more reports of earthquakes. I'm being shown the boat of Italy. And he's pouring love and protection over to the Middle East, Iran. I see an Arab man and he's standing on a hill and he's looking down into a valley. And the valley's full of smoke. The valley's full of devastation. Palestine's gone. And he's praying to the sky, to Allah. He's praying for help for the children. It's in the valley. It dips down where there's two mountains. It's the little children. Okay. I see US fighter pilots going over there. And the disappearance of Kim Jong-un suddenly after a US visit. All designed. All distractions, but some of it is happening. Right. What else am I saying? It's gone blank, sorry. It's gone blank. There's an instant coming. So apologies, what I said before about Xi Jinping, there is going to be some big news with him against Putin. There's something about to kick off between him, Putin, Kim Jong-un. But there's something else dodgy coming. And the last time I seen this was just after the time where his uncle was taken out in the airport. And then you had that sad situation. What happened when you had that young American lad had gone over to North Korea, and then he was arrested for doing something to do with propaganda. He was arrested, and then he died, didn't he? Something happened to him. I'm seeing another funny situation like that coming off. But I've talked about this before, you know, and I don't know if I've talked about this on YouTube, but I'm seeing it again, and I'm not holding back tonight. I know I've got Jesus protecting me, and I know that Jesus is protecting us all, right? I know what I see. I don't feel afraid, and I'm not going to be bullied, and no one's going to... I've got angels protecting my house. But we only know what we know. We don't know everything. We only know what we're told. But think about this just for a second. This is so important. North Korea. How you can't just waltz in there. You can't take your iPhones in there. Soon as you go there, you have your phones confiscated at the airport. And ask yourself why. And yeah, people say because he's paranoid and he doesn't want any internet in there or blah de blah de blah. But there could be another darker reason. There could be a more sinister reason. I was shown in a dream Kim Jong-un's granddad, who founded that area. Was it Kim Jong-un's granddad? He went into the mountains and he found land. He found land which he believes that the gods gave him. And it was a vortex, like a stargate. And he went through the stargate and he found North Korea. But North Korea is not part of Earth. Now, I know you're going to think I'm absolutely woo-woo gone, but just hear us out. But then you think, well, people go on the plane and, you know, and then they come back. But everybody's different over there. Everybody's cult-like minded. Everybody worship him. You know, it's and nobody really knows, right? So people who are getting on the plane and they're going there, but how do they not know that they're going through some sort of vortex to a different land, like a different place? I'll explain this again. It's a bit like time travel. It's a bit like Earth isn't just round. There's places of interdimensional travel. And North Korea could be one of them places. It could be. I'm not saying it's a definite, but it could be. Okay. Are they interdimensionally traveling there? Portals. I'm being shown it tonight. And it's not just to North Korea, it's to interdimensional travel. It's taking place around the globe, many different places around the globe. Could explain why defectors say it's extremely hard to escape. John Smith. Let's just put that. Antarctica will be another place as well. Soon. Alaska. And there's alien bases in Bermuda Triangle. So they're interdimensional traveling. I don't know if I ever told you about the time when I was faffing on Google Earth. And you can drop the little man and you can go around to Google Earth. And I think I was spying over Area 51. And I thought, what's that? And it looked like a black square. So I dropped me little man over Area 51. And it went through into space. And I kept doing it. And then I found other patches nearby. And I found them all over the place, right? A lot of them were in the US. And I took the pictures of them. I went back the next day. The pictures were removed out of my phone, my photo library, and they were gone from Google Earth. Gone. So you've got Skinwalker Ranch. So I think there's gaps in space and time. And we're being held together. And I don't think we're even round. I don't think we're flat. We're definitely not flat. But I think we're dome-fied. Or there's a dome over it. Everything's breaking. We are breaking this with our ascension. Is it possible he's from a different land? Okay, what else am I saying? Is Schneider still there? He's nodding. So they're interdimensionally, they are time traveling, and they do it with a little device. It's on their wrist. And they go forward a lot in time. They don't like going back in time, but they do come here. But a lot of them are coming, a lot of agents are going forward in time. And it's quite the thing. So it's accessing these domes, it's accessing these portholes. It's very easy. And it's on a track. A bit like air traffic control, there's only certain places on Earth where you can do it. And Russia knows all about it. Russia is very much into it. Okay. They could never give this to the public because we would be running around havoc. We would be darting all over the place, and you've got to be in a certain mindset to do it, or military minded. That's the way they have it at the moment, or certain agents can do it. But eventually, when everything, we catch up to date, then we will be time traveling. Okay, let's go back grounded to Earth. So I'm seeing David Bowie. Ground control to Major Tom. He was a starseed, David Bowie. Oh God, I've just seen a flash there of Lady Diana. I've channeled her before. She's pointing to Harry where there's going to be great news coming in, big news coming in, big changes coming in. Another baby, another royal baby's coming in. Also big news to come in around King Charles. And I see grief. This explains what More Worlds put here. This explains a time traveller from the 2027. I don't know if I ever told you about that. There was one night I was fiddling on. With my phone, and I went on to something and it said it was 2027. It said it was 2027. There's a guy, I couldn't believe it. I took a snap thingy of it. I sent it to my friend. He couldn't believe it. There's a guy on, I don't know what he's called, and he claims that he's stuck in 2027. And, he puts videos out on it. Everything's frequency, everything's energy, everything's to do with numbers. We are controlled by numbers. And we've broken the matrix with our ascension. And there's a lot more numbers out there than we know, which is controlled with a certain amount of numbers. Big news coming around Princess Kate. Big news to come in around Eleanor, I can never say her name. Ellen DeGeneres, is that right? Okay. Going back to the United States of America. Here in the last post, I see Biden's face and I see Kamala Harris. I don't know if it's some sort of gathering, would she be there? Would she be there when they're handing it over to Trump? Is that the normal protocol? I've just gone all cold. Something huge is shut down to do with the trafficking thing as well. So they panicked with what's been... I need to look into this Diddy thing. I've never looked into it one bit. But as you know, it's covering something bigger. And I felt it was linked to do with the Epstein thing as well. Something huge happening. But something huge is coming down tonight. Something huge is coming down tonight. They're getting rid of people who can blab. That's awful. Or they're trying to get rid of people who can blab. But there's some main whistleblowers to come out still. There's something happening now. And I tell you who I've just seen. I always thought he wasn't in spirit, but I'm seeing him in spirit. Is it McAfee? John McAfee? Oh, spirit shown as John McAfee. Oh, definitely Petra, definitely. Big news coming around Sweden. And a rise with the Swedish people. When something starts to kick off, it's going to cause restrictions globally around the world. And the Swedish people will take the lead on something. I think, you know what it is, because I think if anything is going to break down to do with heat, you know, like power cuts and that, the Swedish always know how to keep their homes warm, don't they, people over that way when it's really cold. I want to send healing and blessings out. There's just crazy weather happening all over. But yeah, McAfee is in spirit. Beam therapy. Beam therapy. Everything's beamed. Everything's all beaming. The beaming places, the targeting individuals, targeting energy weaponry. That time in California when they burnt everything down around the trees and that, people's houses and that. Interesting. I've got JFK. What's happening? Oh my God. Wait a minute. He's saying he's worried. Is it Robert? Bobby? Robert? He's worried about him. There's something huge that's going on with Musk and Putin. There's a blonde hair, I'm not sure if it's an actress or a celebrity in the UK, and it's like a sudden passing as well, and it's going to be all over news headlines. Interesting. Let's see if I can say anything else. Education. It's like different parts of the system's going to start to fall. And somebody who's going to be extradited. Don't believe everything what's been put out on news, because I think that there's going to be people extradited. If children have to be off school for a while when something takes place and something kicks off, and this is the UK and the US, so mote it be. so moted be because the children will be protected. You don't have to send them to school. I want you to remember that. It's coming through really strong. I know this might sound a little bit cryptic, but you know, sometimes I think the last time I got all these messages, then we had to kick off with the pandemic, didn't we? Oh my God, this is awful. How do I put this over? Right, so there's a... Spain. I'm going to Spain, and I'm feeling it's something to do with Madeleine McCann. There's going to be something discovered here. Portugal. There's something huge coming out to do with that. Huge cocaine smugglers been caught on yachts or boats, and it's coming in from the UK. I can see Farage making his mouth go, there's something going on there. There's something about cocaine. It's coming out to do with Parliament or something. Watch for that. I mean, I could be looking... Sometimes I can read a year out, do you know what I mean? But... I've got to be careful how I say this, okay? But the One Direction star who passed away, I do believe he discovered something. And I think that that's why something happened to him. What he discovered was something to do with somebody in the industry who was very well known in the industry, who has quite a distorted face. And I do believe that there's going to be a lot of things to come out about him. Now, I know this might sound like I'm talking in cryptic message, but you'll work it out and you realise who I'm going on about. The bones of a child, and people will cry, but there will be arrests. It was all a cover-up. Don't scratch, Zizi. 2 minutes. Come here. Come and show everybody. She's got these. She wears these little jumpers now. I make little cat clothes for her, and she looks so cute in her little jumpers. Okay. Right. There's going to be some worry to do with the WER. Okay. So it looks like Trump's in when all this is going on. Okay. It's like, and then there's a big gap in the road and everything just goes black, everything just goes dark. I can't give you a date. I just know that it's going to change. He's temporary in to do the change. Okay. The cats are doing well. I'm trying to read your comments. They're going up really fast. So let me pull some cards out. Heal the world, exactly. And of course you've got the new song Heal the World, isn't it? Band-Aid, which they're re-releasing for this Christmas. It's Christmas time. Let's have a look. So I'm cooking this Christmas as usual. Let's hope I don't burn the kitchen down. And my favourite Christmas song by Kirsty MacColl, and it's Fairy Tale in New York. And of course they're both in spirit now, aren't they? I think that'll be pushed this Christmas. There's like an old song coming back in which will do well in the charts, and it could be that Fairy Tale in New York. But I also think that there's going to be Band-Aid's going to do good. I don't normally do predictions for the top 20. Do you remember when the top 20 used to be really popular, like in the 80s and that? And I used to sit and record it when I lived at home with my old, my old cassette player. The music was good then, but then there's going to also be a young person coming forth. They'll do really well. May hit number 1 or number 2. The first 3 songs in the charts are going to do really well, but there's an old song being re-released, and that makes us think, is it Fairy Tale in New York? And Band-Aid, definitely. But then there's somebody else coming in here, and I'm saying Liam Payne in spirit, Is it Liam Payne? Is that his surname? Music's still good, yeah. I wonder if they're gonna re-release one of their songs. There's been a lot of demonstrations in Sweden, hasn't there? Okay. I was going to look into the tariffs here. I don't understand it. I'll be honest with you, I do not understand anything about the tariffs, but I do know there's going to be problems with it. I know how to read the cards, right? Obviously he's got a plan about the tariffs, but on paper it may look good, but I just think it's going to affect the working class people. It really is going to affect the working class people. There's no getting away from it. It's not going to help the everyday person on the streets, the people who go out there, work Monday to Friday, just want to feed their families. It's a temporary thing put into place. It's a smoke screen for something bigger. I'll say that again. It's a temporary thing put into place, and it's a smoke screen. This is Trump, this, for something bigger. Fleetwood Mac. Who is the singer who sang with Kirsty MacColl, Fairy Tale in New York? Because he's just recently died as well, didn't he? This year. Was it? Or was it last year? Anyways, died. So the tariffs, I don't think is going to work. They will hurt till they work, yeah. But there's something, it's covering something else. It's the only way I can describe it. But by God, you need to hold on to your hats, guys, because whatever's coming to do from all of this and what's going to unfold with him and Trump and Musk, I don't know. It's just huge what's coming out. It's huge. And I just see everything sort of falling. Something's huge is coming. But it's new earth coming in. got the loss there. Hopes and dreams, and there's the bridge in the background. I think there's some event coming off around a bridge. The economy is going to massively change. But then there's New Earth. So yeah, it's like you can't decorate that house without there being a mess. And that, look at that, it's Republicans and Democrats being affected. Everybody across the board being affected. Came out that way, by the way. But there's new hope. Infiltration in America, it's all going to come out. Sean McGowan from the Pogues. There's the children of New Earth. The economy massively is going to change. Anybody who's invested in certain bitcoins, they'll do really well as well. I mean, you know. But there's going to be a lot of poverty to come. And I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news or anything. And I think cash is going to be gold, so you need to keep a hold of cash if you can. But look, that's like people, you know, I've talked about food banks tonight and things like that. I think that they're going to be a must. And I think even the food banks is going to take a pressure by the end of, well, now, anytime into next year even. Red, green and blue flag. Big news. Worry. Round about the time of war or connected. Remember that. Trump will definitely be blamed, yes. Knight of Pentacles. It's all about money, this. It's all about money. There's going to be problems with the economy. Is it France, is it? So the food banks at the minute are already struggling, aren't they? Something about a bridge. And I'm also getting underground. I see problems with smoke. Get out, get out. Just want to send a prayer to everybody that we need to be careful as well. I'm very aware around tube stations, and I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm just feeling it tonight. The red, blue and green flag is Mexico and Iran. That there's going to be problems. Mark my words, there's going to be problems. I don't know which one it is, unless it's a bit of both. Definitely Iran. So donations are needed. Oh, I'm seeing these horses. It looks like it's the horses in a field, and it looks like it's over Iran somewhere, and they're like running in Ukraine. They're running, like trying to get away from all the bombing and that. I love horses. The 23rd and 27th big. We need to watch for lights in the skies. And it's just the new aircraft coming in. It's the new technology coming in. But with the glitches happening, we're going to start glitches in the matrix happening. When I've talked about these portholes with the interdimensional travels, we're going to start to see it. And of course, the new, you know, the iPhones and that, what we've got here, they can pick it up. And we can see it and we can feel it more because we're more empathic. But it's going to be all right. Do you know what I mean? Ace of Cups. I'm trying to see a vision here. Wait a minute, I'm going to give you one more card. Horses are so spiritual. Animals are ascending. We are ascending. Animals are. That's that woman again. Let's see if it's Kamala Harris. Maybe there's going to be some big news, right? So she's not coming back, right? And she's not going to be in office. Maybe there's going to be some big news coming in around her. But that's normally good news. Maybe there's something coming in where she's doing another role after vice president. But I see a book with her. Mark my words, I see a book with her. That's going to be mass kickoffs to happen in the US. I'm getting the tariffs is a temporary thing. There's something bigger coming from that. I mean, the media and the far left's going to have a heyday with what he's going to come out with, but they are going to get something on him, and it's more about Musk. It's more around Musk. There's something huge to come out about Russia. Mark my words. Will be, a massive disagreement. That's a bit like a civil war, that. A lot of losses to take place. But I just think these things have to happen to bring in the change. A lot of trickery to take place as well. A lot of CGI, which is happening across media, news outlets, that type of thing. People going underground. I don't know why I'm getting that. People going underground. If this is not a definite, right? But there's different timelines. But there is a situation that if things get really out of hand and there's a restriction on humanity, people will go underground to get things done, to operate, to gather, from weddings, whatever, to parties, gatherings. We will go underground. And this is underground, what you are watching tonight. New Earth. Been so much unfairness which has been happening. A woman to rise in the East. Yeah. The biggest glitch will come after Kim Jong-un's return in appearance. It's going to be odd, guys. You need to hold on to your hats. I'm telling you. Hold on to your hats. Just going to ask, will he be inaugurated? I fancy a hot chocolate. Will Donald Trump be inaugurated? I can't answer that one. Possibly. There's something off. There's something not quite right. I can't put my finger on it. There's something off. 43 days, yeah, till inauguration. The highest tax states seem to be blue. Interesting, John. Something's going to happen. Tonight I'm going to say yes, but something's just doesn't fit right. Are they going to try try and pull something on him before the inauguration. I'm going to put these back together again. My leg's gone into cramp. Interesting. Thank you there, sissy. I fancy a hot chocolate. And what was the question I was going to ask? Will he be inaugurated? I just asked that one, didn't I? There's something I can't put my finger on. Inauguration. There's trickery coming, or there's distraction coming. I think there's going to be a lot of noise. I think that I just get a weird feeling. I can't put my finger on it. Something's coming. I don't know what it is, but it's odd, off, trickery. I've got the magician. I'm going all cold. They're going to find something. I don't think it's going to be a normal long inauguration. Power's coming in. You just have to sit and watch this space. What'll be, will be. But he's not going to be around for much longer. I know that sounds really horrible when I'm saying it, and I don't wish it upon him or anything at all like that. I'm a medium, I'm a healer. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like that. But something's just not quite right. Something's not fitting right with the whole thing. I'm telling you that now. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to say yes tonight that he's going to get inaugurated, but something doesn't fit right. I don't know. It just doesn't fit right. But then again, it's late over here. It's at 0111. It's a sign for me to stop. 0111 over here in the UK. 0111 AM. And it's coming out. There's Trump upside down, King of Cups. And I'm getting a loss connected as well. Really weird. Really, really weird. Oh, thank you, Trinity. But let's leave it on the angel card. I mean, I know it's temperance. We've also got the trickery as well. There's something I can't put my finger on it. But I've got the angels are... Leave it up to the angels. Let the angels sort this out. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. And I'm going to leave that one with you for the night, guys. The president of Syria was overthrown today. There's a lot of more people to exit. Benjamin Netanyahu is just one of the start of one of many. One of many. And there's quite a few arrests to come with different people. But yeah, when the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. And I'm going to leave that one with you for the night. Stay safe. Stay strong. And stay happy. You think the snowman is Santa Claus? That's nice. Well, I'm off to make a hot chocolate. It's too late for us to watch me Yellowstone now. But yeah. I'm going to link the guy that I was talking about. I'm going to link that in the description of this video on YouTube. And what else was I going to link? Oh yeah, that other weird thing that he was talking about. I've just seen lights there whiz around, like little whizzy lights, like fairy lights. Stay safe, God bless, be strong, and may the force be with you all. And I'll see you all again soon. I'm off to make a hot chocolate, guys. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh yes, I've got some Chocky Bickies as well. Chocky Bicky and some hot chocolate. A girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do.